Dude, that song is so freaking hot.
Yeah, I like it too.
Oh, it gets me hype. It makes me feel like I'm out in the streets. Oh, I love it so much. Gives me goosebumps.
Good.
Oh, what a fucking day. Oh no. Okay. So when I had Jill on again on Monday.
Yeah.
You know how much anxiety I had that I was going to drop a lot of F-bombs. She doesn't care. She wouldn't be, offended. But I was hoping, okay, well, if the campaign wants to use some clips or something, I don't want to, have F-bombs and then they won't be able to use them or whatever. So yeah. I went 2 hours, not one F-bomb, okay? Now I'm back and within 30 seconds. Damn it. Oh.
It's okay. We're absolutely sure that no children are watching, thanks to YouTube, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are watching.
All you want.
Yesterday was 7 years since I did my first show, so
wow,
my 7-year anniversary, and cool. A few days ago they made my my channel adult only. Interesting. I've never gotten nude or anything like that. Not sure why, but
I think we know why.
Well, yeah, I mean, we talk about this thing called Palestine, and we also say Genocide Joe a lot.
We have a comment from David Curtis. He says free speech.
Yep. I wish there still was.
What's
that saying?
Holly said hello.
Hi, Holly. So yesterday was fucking banana. 2. Okay, somebody keep tally marks. Yesterday was bananas. I always get anxiety when I go to, when I go to marches, especially in DC. I know there's going to be like tens of thousands of people. It's always kind of nerve-wracking.
People and military and all kinds of shady shit, happens there.
Lots of cops, but we'll get to that. So I always get nervous, mainly because I'm scared. It's all because of my disability. Really, I get scared I'm going to fall. DC's,
or something.
What's that?
You could get trampled or something.
Oh yeah, like DC's sidewalks and stuff are like. Essentially, they feel like cobblestone, but they're just really old and cracked. So my cane's like this. When I use it, I mean, it's pointless to even use it. And with all like thousands of people around me, I have a sign on my back that says, "Caution, I use a cane." People rarely notice it. They end up ramming into me, tripping over it. I trip, and it's just... But I'm like, whatever, I'm still going to go.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm not going to stop, just because of my disability. So,
yep.
I, yesterday I knew it was going to be hardcore because you've got BB there. Okay. So I knew the security, the cops, the military, it was going to be out of just out of this world. And it was. And one thing I did not, I always get trepidatious because of falling and things like that. But
Hmm.
I, no matter how many rallies and stuff I've been to, I mean, I've probably been to 100 or organized and been to at least 100 rallies, marches, protests, what have you.
Yep.
And this was the first time I was actually scared instead of, just like falling or what have you. Um, there was some loud pops, and
Mm.
all I know is I never heard that sound before.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, people are screaming, running, and saying, yelling, "Get on the ground, get on the ground."
What the
And
fuck?
I'm like seriously gonna cry just thinking about it. I Pretty much all of us thought it was gunshots.
Yeah.
And people are jumping over the um, barriers and everything, and I couldn't see where to go.
Oh my god.
And I was by myself
Yeah.
because my comrade said, like, you know, you separate sometimes. And I could not tell where what I thought was shots were coming from. And I couldn't see what was going on. So all I know is there's chaos around me, and I can't figure out what way I'm even supposed to go, where I'm supposed to go. I'm, I'm trying to use my cane to try and walk, where am I supposed to go? And I can't see. I
Yeah.
don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And it was so fucking traumatic. I couldn't see. I didn't know where to fucking go. And it was so fucking terrifying because people who aren't disabled were fucking terrified. So
Yeah.
then put a blindfold on and think about how you'd feel. It was, honestly, I hate to say this out loud, but I don't know if I can do it anymore. I just don't. It scared me so bad. I don't know if I can. I mean, I will. I say I will. I mean, if someone called me tomorrow and said, "Let's go," I'd go. But I I never even thought about something like that potentially happening.
Yeah.
Now, tear gas, things, rubber bullets and stuff, I've been around that many times. That I get. And that is also scary because I don't know where it's coming from. I just try to stay as far away from cops as usual. But this turned out to be sound grenades, they called it.
What the
Um,
hell?
but basically it was like warnings, like backup. We weren't even doing anything, but I guess, there's a bunch of us, so they were scared of us with our signs and our you know in our peace paraphernalia.
Yeah.
um
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you wear that?
Seriously.
So they hit you with a stun grenade or a sound grenade, flashbang. It
Yeah,
produces a blinding
it
flash of light and an
it
extremely
sounded like
loud.
pop 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 pop.
Well, that sounds like a gun to me. But
It sounded exactly like a fucking gun, like exactly. Now they're gonna take it down because I said GUN. God
you said
damn
to
it!
you,
But that's I've never heard one, thankfully. But that's what it sounded like.
it's weird. Holly says, try to stay with someone. I was going to mention that too. You could get a chaperone. Like, I'll go with you next time, maybe. I don't know. I have a lot of obligations tying me here.
It's hard because I don't want to be like, can you babysit me? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't, I don't walk the fastest because my cane and, my blindness and stuff. I have to be more careful when I walk, and I don't want people to like be held up, and so. But I mean, honestly, it was so chaotic. I can't say it would have made much of a difference. I don't know, Um,
Yeah.
finally I found my way at one, which felt like an hour later, and then a guy I knew said it was just a sound grenade, and everyone got back in the streets. But I was shaking like a fucking leaf. I had to go sit down. I was like
Yeah.
panic attack central. And I was just like, okay, you guys keep marching. I'll catch up later. Well, first I said, I'll meet you at the car. I can't do it. I am way too scared. And that lasted about 10 minutes. And then I was like, okay, I hear you guys. I'm coming. But I still was so shaken up. Like, I was just like, well, I'm already here. Why would I sit here when there's thousands of people marching a couple blocks away and I can hear them? So I
Yeah.
just got back up and continued. But the whole time I was just a nervous fucking wreck.
I bet.
And then when I got in the car ride back, I started to kind of decompress, and I'm like, holy shit. And then last night, I could barely sleep. And when I did, it was the worst fucking nightmares. And I thought, I got to have some kind of plan that if I don't know, like, I don't know, what do I do? Just, I mean, nobody's looking around to help anyone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're all just running. We don't know. It's just chaos. And now I'm like, well, what if that happens for real? Like, what do I do?
You're fucked.
Yeah. But at least I go down fighting.
That is the way to go.
Free Palestine. Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm going to stop, but especially like the only time stuff like that really happens to ones I've been at are like Philly and DC. I'm in Harrisburg, so like a lot of our stuff, like I organized one that like 1,200 people came to, but it was just like it I don't know. Our cops are a bunch of fucking Trump supporting right white nationalists, like literally here, but I haven't really been scared, to this point, but the bigger ones, like when you're in DC and you have tens of thousands of people around you, you're just like, it's totally different.
Yeah.
But
Holly is saying that they bust in the NYPD for this,
they sure did. They
and
sure did.
the cops were just they just started pushing people.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so fucking mad. Like
We have some
they
video clips. We'll see
the
that.
cops, when they came to us marching by Congress,
Hmm.
the cops came out with gas masks on. Like they were ready. They had
They had a plan.
snow plows
Snowplows.
in the street blocking us. I'm not kidding. Snow plows. Like, we're just, that's how threatened they are by us. They're not threatened by the one who has nuclear weapons. They are threatened by us.
I like
It's
that.
insanity. What's that?
I like that. That's how scared they are. They should be scared of us. Like
Yep.
I wish that kind of stuff was more deserved.
Well, I do have one. I believe I put a picture in there of some of the cops lined up. We marched to the train station at one point, and thousands made their way in, but then they got most people out, and then blocked it in a line of cops, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cops. It was, I've never seen that many cops in my life. It was crazy. And, I'm sure a lot of you know IDF is who trains New York City cops. And
Uh,
someone who spoke yesterday, I don't remember who, they had a bunch of amazing speakers, including Jill. Yay, love you, Jill. They, someone who was speaking stated that um they bust in 2,000 New York City cops. And I believe that. I believe it. There were so fucking many. I actually bitched one out because well, a couple of them actually, because I was like, they had certain roads blocked, and
mhm.
obviously they're gonna. And I started walking down this one walk. This, oh god, I must have been quarter mile that I kept walking, walking, walking. None of the cops were saying anything. Then I got down to the end, and they're like, "You can't go in any further." And I'm like, "Well, I'm going to the Capitol." And they said, "You can't go this way." And I said, "Well, why the fuck did I just pass about 15 cops and nobody told me to turn around because I couldn't go any further?" And none of them said anything. They were just like, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't smart of me to do, but I was just like, why the fuck didn't you tell me? Like, maybe it's like they see me with my cane and they like feel bad. I don't know. But I seriously was like, they all just turned around and went,
Yeah, probably.
oops. So, oh, and speaking of blocking traffic and stuff, it was so rad because like some incredible speakers yesterday, but the MC, in between each speaker, it seemed like she kept coming on and saying, "So another update," and it was like more and more people blocking intersection, like our people.
Oh,
He was staying, BB was staying at the Watergate Hotel in DC,
mhm.
and the and protesters blocked like every intersection on his way to Congress. Like they kept blocking, and then they'd get kicked out, and then they'd move to the next one and get kicked out. And then so it like delayed him from showing up. And I think it was 7 times. And I was like, yes, like organizers are the best. Like they're the best. They think of everything. So the night before last, when BB was there, what's that say?
Holly says that was cool. The way you blocked
Yeah, it was. The night before last, I guess, they project things on the buildings a lot, and
it. Yeah.
they Net, they had a picture of Netanyahu projected, and it said like genocidal war criminal or something like that. And he had to switch rooms because he couldn't sleep because the light was coming in or something, like poor baby. But I don't know if some of you guys saw, it depends if you're on Twitter. But let's see what else happened the night before last. I don't
Oh,
know if that's the. No, that's not the one. It's a picture of a table. Could be the last one I sent you. Let me see. Okay, it's the one that says breaking, and it's got a picture of a white tablecloth. It's like 5 up in the ones I DM'd you.
all right. Stand by. Oh,
Yeah, I
yes.
think it's Timoth. I can't see his name. Tim something or Thayer.
I will find it.
Sorry, guys. I send him so much stuff. Like a lot. I'm not even kidding you. I think his name is Thaddeus.
I got it here.
قد اللعب على هذا نترك على النار الافكار تنطخ اختراق ورا حدا اذا بلغ انا مش مركب بركبش مع حدا انا فين ان امكانيك البلد في البقلك ديك بين رعوة غنم انا جيت انا ديك لا تحلم نحكي حقيقة دقيقة نفهم فيش وقت بضيع سباش حبيبي بديك في بلاش بسرعة حبيبي لا يوم بحتاج بلد بلد طريقة بتصير على حدا الاعداد حتموت من رعب الارض نطلع زي
So, bugs.
Yeah, thousands of maggots and roaches and all kinds of stuff. And then they pulled the fire alarm. To me, that had to be an employee because they were like searching people like crazy. But whoever it was, you kick ass for sure. It's so fucking disgusting. Okay, number 3. It's so disgusting, but at the same time, so perfect.
Yep, it gets the point across.
For sure. Is Gretel here? Gretel, you know what I was singing?
She
Maggots,
likes them.
maggots, maggots for me. What'd she say?
She likes the maggots in the hotel room.
Yeah, that's because our favorite band has a song about maggots. um,
Gregory says, "Why didn't they bring bed bugs?"
ooh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would infiltrate the whole hotel. I wonder how
Ruin
they.
the whole hotel. They would just have to burn the whole hotel if that happened. Probably.
I wonder if like how they contained this. Because it really only takes one to get out of the room, essentially.
Contain the bugs.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Uh,
Because, like, they might not have found it till the next morning.
yeah. Who knows? I don't know any of the backstory.
I like thinking that the whole hotel is, like, roach infested now.
That would be cool.
So gross.
We need a fire alarm. Awesome. Good.
What else do we have to show?
Hopefully something better.
Oh, there's lots of good stuff.
I have the burning effigy video. Let's see this. All right. Cool.
I have some really good pictures of that as well. I was standing about where this video was taken, so I don't, the photos turned out really cool. And I also have a picture of that puppet before it was burned, so you guys can see what it looks like. But yeah, I mean, the clutching of pearls at this is expected, yet like this offends people, but what offends us is a father holding his baby that looks just like this, not a puppet. Like,
yeah.
What it doesn't offend them that Kathy Griffin holds a bloody, decapitated Trump head, but
no, that's fine.
This bothers them.
Was clearly anti-Semitic.
Well, he's from United States.
I know.
So, oh my God. But yeah, I mean, the hypocrisy, like, he's a convicted felon. Cool. Trump? Oh, hell no. He's committing international war crimes. But
Yeah.
let's have him talk to Congress. Now, damn, I knew I forgot to send you something. AOC made a tweet. Okay, we'll get to that then. If you want to show some of the pictures I have of the fires. I got up pretty close and I was coughing like crazy. It smelled pretty bad. I guess it was like sheets and stuff. Oh, well, yeah, that was something else. People, and Kamala came out with a statement about this, but let's be real. The only reason people burned that flag, the only reason is because the entire world has been in the streets for 9 months begging and pleading for the United States to stop funding genocide, to stop giving the weapons, to stop bootlicking, and they have not listened to us, and not only not listened to us, they have heightened their bootlicking to the point that they asked him to come talk to Congress. So this is a representation not of hating the country, not of hating the flag, but of hating the fact that our government who is supposed to represent us is not listening to us. And that was the flag that was right outside the building, that of these people who are being paid to represent us. Fuck that. Fuck it. It's symbolic. And cry about it. Like, what the fuck? Like, there is a reason people did that.
Yeah.
And it is First Amendment right. It's just crazy. Like, what do you expect us to do? Be like these devout patriots when we have literally been in the streets for 9 months with the rest of the entire world begging our country to listen to us? What are we supposed to do? Wear red, white, and blue outfits and wave around a flag? Not gonna happen. But these people, the only thing that upsets them is Trump. That's all they care about. It's Trump.
I know.
Well, put a picture of Trump on that flag, and I'm sure they'll be okay with it. Ay, Dios mío. So yeah, that's anti-American. Well, here's a big puppet. That's not the one that burned. But this guy was walking around in the march with us.
Man, I wish I could zoom in on this. Next podcast, I'll have some tool that'll let me zoom in.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
It's cool. And next we have this: end all U.S. aid to Israel, stop the genocide.
Yeah, that's one I took with the flames. Or the
smoke.
The gas, the smoke, yeah. It smells awful, but it looks cool. Okay, so I wanted to address this.
Yeah.
These guys are blowing up all over Twitter. And I wanted to address this. They're obviously supremacists. Okay. Oh, there you go. And they were not with us. Okay. I saw them at the train station, like at the end of when we were leaving. They were not marching with us. I only saw them for a few minutes, and they were standing maybe, I don't know, 20 feet from me. I walked by them. When I walked by them, they turned their sign around. They always had that sign facing them and would only flip it around when someone asked to see it and take a picture. Ops. Straight up
Total.
ops. The
Yeah, what the
second
fuck?
I saw them, I was like, they're ops. First of all, it's over 90 degrees and you're wearing that shit. You're a fucking op.
Yep.
Like, we're all literally, like, I drank 3 bottles of water within an hour. Like, it was hot and humid as fuck. And you're all coming like that. You're ops.
Totally.
I called it like the second I saw them. And then now this is blowing up. Like I said, I didn't see the sign because every time someone walked by, they covered it. And I'm like, now that I see what it said, I saw this on Twitter and I'm like, oh, that's why they covered it, because they know we tell them to get the fuck out.
Yep.
So now it only ever takes one.
Holly says these are provocateurs.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Word
They
gestures.
show up for a few minutes. They get all the pictures. It discounts everything we did the entire day.
Yep. And people say you're crazy if you if you talk about that kind of thing actually happening. Like, our government's actually doing this.
I mean, like, it could be as simple as a few Israel supporters. I don't know, but they weren't us. I can tell you that much. Because we all are very hyper aware of language and what not to say. That's not okay. And that the flag
That feels
is
like a threat.
very nationalist.
Yes.
With that?
The sign kind of feels like a threat to me or something. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why they kept turning it around. I wondered why. I wondered what it said. But now that I see it, no wonder they were turning it around.
Yeah.
Assholes. What else do we have?
Let me see.
And it was funny. They told everyone to wear red, and people were like, "That's because they're Trump supporters." Since when are Trump supporters pro-Palestine? I don't know. I've never met one. So
Here we
this
have
is
a
just
crowd of people.
this is just a shot of some marching. Now, I was on the other side of the block. I zoomed in. We were blocks and blocks and blocks long. I mean, I don't know what the count was, but we went on for blocks.
Cool. Another photo. This is the
That's
back
a
of the
really
head.
cool. What's that?
This looks like the back of the head of the effigy.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the crowd. Yeah. Here we have.
That is him before. That is him pre-burn.
Okay.
As you can see, I was wondering how they were rolling that damn thing, and then you can see it's a shopping cart.
Yep.
Crafty. I love it.
I love it.
So there were flagpoles all around, obviously, because it's DC, and they managed to take down and put up Palestine flags on pretty much every damn one. It was incredible. I mean, these people were just climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing. I don't know. Last time I was in DC at a Palestine march, there was a guy in a Spider-Man jumpsuit thing, and he was climbing up poles and doing that and then jumping down, and like I was like, oh my god, he's gonna hurt himself. This is concrete. But he was just like,
He's a professional.
He must be. So this is I knew Rashida was going to do something because she hadn't said she wasn't going to go. Now, is that Kirsten Gillibrand? Because it kind of looks like her.
Let me see.
Wouldn't surprise me. I'm gonna
Like,
try and send
is
you.
this what she looks like now, or is this what she used to look like? This is what she used to look like.
I don't know. That's who it looks like. I'm not sure.
Could be.
But they all kind of look the same. I'm going to send you. I forgot to send this. It pisses me off. Okay, here I go. So AOC made this post, and I'm not seeing anyone trying to rebuff what she is saying. So I really want to talk about this a little and see what you guys think. Because it's AOC. So, yeah, I don't
She
exactly.
says, just so we're clear, Netanyahu has lost so many people that he is addressing just a fraction of Congress. When this happens, they fill the seats with non-members, like what they do at award ceremonies, in order to project the appearance of full attendance and support. Interesting.
Now, I don't know if I believe that, but the thing is, I was at work all day, so I haven't had a chance to go through. I have not found a list, like a list of who was seen in the video.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Excuse me. That's what I want to see. Because, like, remember when, Trump was like, we will not let this country be socialist, and everyone stood but Bernie and AOC. Like, that list was out, like, the next day who stood, So I want to know who stood, because you're going to see a video where somebody put together all the times he got a standing ovation, and it sure as hell was more than a few.
Yep, we'll get to that. Let me see what's next here. Yeah, I guess that's what's next. So this is sped up quite a bit. They are ovations. Here, this goes on for 2 minutes. I didn't watch any of this. I have no idea what he said.
I'm not going to watch it. I'll just get so upset.
Like, it's not gonna make my day any better to fucking look up what he said. I'm not gonna watch it, but I might read something. I don't know.
I mean, like, look at this shit. Like, seriously. This is a man committing international fucking war crime. Number
Holly
5.
says they are trained SEALs.
Yeah.
This is a good time to water break, I guess.
I mean, if we don't laugh, we'll cry, but this shit is so disgusting. I mean, I didn't count how many, but that, I got a text from my comrade yesterday when I was at the march, and then I caught it on the way home. And he's like, Joy, I'm telling you, I watched that speech, and people were standing up and giving him a standing ovation like every 3 minutes. I was like, oh my God.
It was 49. 50 times. Holly says 50. This says 49. It's probably 50. That's
oh my God.
Something's wrong. Normal people should be able to see something's wrong with this, right?
So I knew Rashida was going to do something, and the fan was cool. But my thing is, how, as a Palestinian woman, how did you sit through that speech? physically, how did you sit through it? Because I
Yeah.
wouldn't have been able to. I wouldn't. I would have lost my shit. She has so much strength. I
I would be
cannot imagine.
I'd be jumping over the pews
I know.
and
I'd be
throwing my shit
like,
at this guy and trying to get him.
I would lose it. I'd be like, Satan himself is just mere feet away. I don't know how she did it. I really don't. She must have the most strength in the
Some,
world.
yeah.
I can't even fathom, but she held it down. Shame on everyone else. Well, I know Bernie and Roe announced weeks ago that they weren't going. I'm not certain who else, but I'm being told there were a few other people. I'm not certain who.
Did Birdie make some tweet about it or something? Like, what did Bernie
Oh,
do?
did he? What else is next? I think I have a video by Summer Lee. She's a fellow Pennsylvanian. I have my issues with her, but I appreciate this.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to express my outrage. Gaza has been decimated by the Israeli military using weapons provided by the United States. Over 39,000 Palestinians, mostly women and children, have been killed, and more are being killed every day. Most homes, most infrastructure destroyed. And yet, what do? We welcome Netanyahu, the person responsible for this to address Congress with open arms. As a student of history and as a Black woman in this country, I'm keenly aware of the role that this very body has played in the marginalizing of Black and brown folks domestically and abroad. This is why I refuse to remain silent. When Putin commits war crimes, we condemn him. When Netanyahu commits war crimes, we give him excuses and bombs. This hypocrisy is not lost on the world. Americans are less safe, and our standing in the world is greatly diminished because of our inability to remain morally consistent. Years from now, this body will be ashamed of its actions. The large majority of our constituents are ashamed today. It's well past time that we stop this moral inconsistency and start working towards a just and lasting peace for all in this region.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Summer. Refreshing. What do we have next?
We have a video here. Not pro-Israel, but anti-Netanyahu. Let's see what this is. Yep.
So, okay, first of all, please in the comments, anyone, please put if you recognized any faces or if you saw online anyone point out any faces of the people who were standing, giving the standing ovations. That's so important. I really want to know who did that.
Yeah.
But also,
who shook his hand? I want to know who shook his hand. That old lady in the pink dress. Who is she?
Oh, it's probably Pelosi if she's
Where
in
did she live? No, it's some other lady. I don't know.
Oh.
So gross.
Well, the other reason I wanted to show this is I find it so interesting. Matt, read that again. She said something like, I'm pro-Israel.
Let's see. I'm pro-Israel, but anti-Netanyahu. He should be removed from power, as the majority of Israeli people want. Rashida Tlaib is right. Netanyahu is a war criminal. committing genocide against the Palestinian people. It is disgraceful that leaders from both parties have invited him to address Congress. He should be arrested and sent to the ICC.
So isn't that interesting? And yes, most Israelis hate Netanyahu. He gets protested pretty much every day, not necessarily because of Palestine, but because he's a fascist. But isn't it interesting that she starts it with, I'm pro-Israel, but then goes on to say the same things we say? So I find that
This is a
interesting.
dude. You keep saying she, but this is actually a dude.
Oh, oops.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not fair to
That's
say
very
it.
interesting.
How can you be pro-Israel? Do you know what Israel is about? Why it
It's
exists?
not just Netanyahu. Like, do you know the history?
There's some history here. Holly put a comment, 80% of Israelis support the war. Yeah, there's a big racism problem over there. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Ew, yuck, the brown people, just like we were after 9/11. I was in high school at that time. I remember, brown people were the enemy all of a sudden. Well, it makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
Kind of preparing us for this.
Absolutely.
Let's see what else we got here. We have a statement from Kamala. Shall I read this statement? The voice. We should get some kind of AI voice thing to do the reading for us.
You fall from a coconut tree.
Ah! She always has the laugh. She laughs at every time.
Cackle.
Statement from the Vice President, Kamala Harris, from today. Yesterday at Union Station in Washington, D.C., we saw despicable acts by unpatriotic protesters and dangerous, hate-fueled rhetoric. I condemn any individuals associating with the brutal terrorist organization Hamas, which has vowed to annihilate the state of Israel and to kill Jews. Pro-Hamas graffiti and rhetoric is abhorrent, and we must not tolerate it in our nation. I condemn the burning of the American flag. That flag is a symbol of our highest ideals as a nation. It represents the promise of America. It should never be desecrated in that way. I support the right to peacefully protest, but let's be clear. Anti-Semitism, hate, and violence of any kind have no place in our nation.
So I guess a few things is, what violence happened besides the kind that happened by the police doing it to the protesters? That's my first question. And then as far as the flag burning being, such a travesty, that has been done for so many years, and
it's a tradition.
For civil rights, for gay rights,
yes,
for voting. Like, this is something that has been done in revolutionary acts throughout our existence. So being like, feigning this, like, oh my God, it's so awful, you'll get over it. And this bullshit pro Hamas, when it's Palestinian, it's not Hamas, it's Palestine.
Yeah. The word Palestine does not appear in this document.
No, it doesn't at all.
They don't want you to think about it.
Here, let me look. What Jill Stein said, yeah, I know she's my girl, so I'm going to say this, but listen, what Jill Stein said summed it up. Where'd it go? Here we go. Here, I'm sending this to you right now. Her response summed it up.
She says you can buy a new flag, but you can't bring 180,000 people back to life. How is it that this full statement says nothing about murderous genocide funded by the USA? Yeah,
Period.
I liked this tweet already. I liked it quite a bit.
Now, her and Claudia were there speaking yesterday. Where was Cornell? Probably with his Republican donors. I don't fucking know.
I saw an interview with Cornell on Status Coup. Did you see this? Where he was bashing Jill. He was Jill bashing. Son of a bitch.
What?
We have a comment from Gregory. Cornel West is not a serious candidate. I agree.
No, he's not. And it's heartbreaking because he used to be one of my heroes, and that's why you should never call anyone a hero. What? You got to send me that link because I'm going to text her because I don't know if she knows.
Oh, I'm sure she
That's
knows.
fucked up.
There's some beef there, I think.
Wow.
I'm trying to search YouTube, but my internet sucks right now. I don't know why.
Oh, it's okay. I'll find it. What else do we have?
Let me see. Breaking. Vice President Harris speaks after meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu.
So remember how everyone was praising Kamala about, oh, she's not meeting with Bibi. She's going to be so much different than Biden. Look, she's already taking steps. And I was like, I don't believe a damn thing any of them say. But second of all, until she gives back that over $5 million to AIPAC, I'm not going to believe a damn thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, what did she do? She met with him. Oh, but it was the day before. See how that works?
Oh, I see.
500,000 people facing catastrophic levels of acute food insecurity.
2 million.
What has happened in Gaza over the past 9 months is devastating. The images of dead children and desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety, sometimes displaced for the second, third, or fourth time. We cannot look away in the face of these tragedies. We cannot allow ourselves to become numb to the suffering, and I will not be silent. Thanks to the leadership of our President, Joe Biden, there is a deal on the table for a ceasefire and a hostage deal. And it is important that we recall what the deal involves. The first phase of the deal would bring about a full ceasefire, including a withdrawal of the Israeli military from population centers in Gaza. In the second phase, the Israeli military would withdraw from Gaza entirely, and it would lead to a permanent end to the hostilities. It is time for this war to end, and end in a way where Israel is secure, all the hostages are released,
Israel is secure.
the suffering of Palestinians in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can exercise their right to freedom, dignity, and self-determination. There has been hopeful movement in the talks to secure an agreement on this deal. And as I just told Prime Minister Netanyahu, it is time to get this deal done. So to everyone who has been calling for a ceasefire, and to everyone who yearns for peace, I see you and I hear you. Let's get the deal done so we can get a ceasefire to end the war. Let's bring the hostages home, and let's provide much needed relief to the Palestinian people. And ultimately, I remain committed to a path forward that can lead to a two-state solution. And I know right now it is hard to conceive of that prospect, but a two-state solution is the only path that ensures Israel remains a secure, Jewish, and democratic state, and one that ensures Palestinians can finally realize the freedom, security, and prosperity that they rightly deserve. And I will close with this then. It is important for the American people to remember the war in Gaza is not a binary issue. However, too often the conversation is binary, when the reality is anything but. So I ask my fellow Americans to help encourage efforts to acknowledge the complexity, the nuance, and the history of the region.
It's complicated.
Let us all condemn terrorism and violence. Let us all do what we can to prevent the suffering of innocent civilians, and let us condemn anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and hate of any kind. And let us work to unite our country. I thank you.
Madam Vice President, after your meeting, are you convinced that the Prime Minister would like
oh my God, shut the fuck up. I don't need, like,
I haven't heard her talk that long in a long time. She just,
right?
Yeah.
It was a debate. It was a debate.
We're going to be
Like-
hearing her talk a lot soon.
She's gonna lose.
Well, she's going to be on the cameras. And
Oh, true. Yeah, I mean, oh my fucking God. Learn the history? You just said that? Oh, we know the history. That's why we're a free Palestine. Free Palestine. If you don't know shit about history if you're not free Palestine. And a ceasefire, hostages, are you talking about the 8,000 Palestinian hostages with zero charges who have been locked up for years for as simple as trying to cross a road that they weren't allowed to be on? And a two-state solution is not a solution. It still gives Israel power. It still lets them say you are separate and unequal. It still lets them say you cannot go over this border. You cannot walk here, walk there. You can't even look over here. We're going to have our armed guards right here. You can't get this food through because we have this blocked off. It is still a power structure. And they know that. So to be like, oh, Palestine can have its freedom. My other question is, oh, end the war. We all know it's a genocide. But my question is, who the hell is going to rebuild what has been blown up? Who? Because USA isn't going to do it.
I wonder.
Israel sure as fuck not going to do it. Who is going to give these people homes? Who is going to give them schools and hospitals and their businesses back and their mosques and their churches and their synagogues and everything like that? Who is going to do that? Because this shit is not like, let's go back to normal, end the war, everything is better. Every single person there has PTSD, is malnourished, like...
Yeah. I don't know.
People are probably like, yes, queen. It's so gross. So gross.
Yeah. You shared a couple other links with me. You showed me an Instagram thingy. Let me share that. Instagram reel.
Yeah, I really like this person, like, a lot. I think they have amazing takes on their videos.
This is the worst thing I've seen in nearly 10 months of genocide. Because as I watch the most powerful lawmakers in our country applauding our century's Hitler, I'm seeing it all again. I'm seeing all the dead babies, the crushed bodies buried under rubble, families screaming in grief for their deceased loved ones, the IDF soldiers gleefully bragging about hunting people for sport, the accounts of torture. I'm seeing it all, and that's what they're applauding. This can't be reformed. All of these people standing and applauding have sold their souls in exchange for a modicum of power and a luxurious lifestyle in the few decades we have left that are habitable on planet Earth. Scientists agree that we have 10, 20 years before we hit 2 degrees Celsius of warming, and our planet starts to experience catastrophic loss of life that makes Gaza look like a blip in an ocean of suffering. And these people are not going to save us. And the biggest difference between liberals and leftists is liberals believe in the shell game, that if they can just swap them out in a couple of years, maybe someday they'll get the right people in to save us. But leftists know it's not the people sitting in the seats that's the problem. It's the seats themselves. It's the system. The system cannot save us. We will have to save ourselves. And that is scary. Really, really scary, because no one can tell you how exactly it can be done. But I think step one is a critical mass of people accepting the necessity that this won't save us, that this cannot be reformed. It must be undone and replaced with something radically, transformatively different. And liberals love to talk down to us and say, oh, that's never going to happen. That's magical thinking. Okay, liberals, but what's your plan again? Your plan is to swap out these people every 4 to 6 years in hopes that over time they'll incrementally make these tiny changes and find some way to save our planet from annihilation while still profiting the fossil fuel and weapons manufacturing industry. We have 10 to 20 years to change everything. The planet has finite limits. So who's really doing the magical thinking? Liberals say, oh, but we have to vote Democrat to save the country from fascism. But my dudes, this is our highest chamber of law applauding the most fascist genocider this century has seen. They've extracted dozens of billions of dollars of our wealth to send to this mass murderer so he could murder close to 200,000 Palestinians. That's fascism. Fascism is already here. Democrats, alongside Republicans in blue and red states alike, 69 cop cities are being built or planned where cops are going to practice how to beat your ass better if we ever do another protest or mass mobilization.
Yep.
This is fascism. And they learn these techniques from the IOF. And it's true, there are different flavors of fascists between Republicans and Democrats. Around half of congressional Democrats skip Netanyahu's speech, something that shows the effectiveness of the uncommitted votes movement. The effectiveness of the movement for Palestine shows the Democrats are feeling the squeeze, like, oh shit, we don't want to be seen clapping for Netanyahu. But they've still voted to send him billions of dollars multiple times over the last 10 months. Blood is all over their hands. And while the person who's leading the blue team skipped yesterday's congressional address, probably because of the bad optics, she's also said there's no daylight between her and Joseph Genocide Biden on Israel. And she's going to be meeting with Netanyahu in private, so we can't see what she's promising him. And yesterday, she didn't reserve her outrage at the fact that Congress was welcoming and giving a standing ovation to a mass murderer. She reserved her outrage for the courageous people who protested that and burnt a flag. She's demonstrated no sympathy for the burnt Palestinian children murdered by the bombs we continue to send, that she is promising she will continue to send. No. Just sympathy for a burnt piece of fabric. This is the person who is giving you hope. And so many of you in my comments have been apologizing for her, saying, oh, as vice president, she doesn't have any real power. How can she go against what Joseph Biden has done? Of course she can. I mean, I'm not vice president, but I can speak on these things in front of you. What you mean is, like, finish the sentence. She can't speak up for Palestine without losing her power. She can't speak up for Palestine without losing her place as the Democratic nominee. Finish the sentence. She can't become the president without being complicit in genocide, because that's what the Democratic Party demands. For my part, I'm with her. And this is the only congressional Democrat that has an ounce of my respect. But if you think it's possible that we could someday elect, a Rashida Tlaib to every single seat in Congress, the fact that someone with courage of convictions ended up in that chamber is an aberration, is a mistake. And these powers that be will never let someone like this become president. So what are we going to do about it? What's my plan? Again, I don't have all the answers, but I strongly believe that step one is millions and millions and millions more people accepting the facts and the reality of the situation, that massive change is what needs to be done. This week, as always, I'm giving away a signed first edition.
They're really cool. Can you see what their Insta is? I've followed them for a while. They have great videos.
Yeah.
Just in case someone wants to follow them.
Sim bookstagrams badly. Cool.
You make a lot of good points.
Yeah, this is not the first clip of theirs shown.
Right. That's right. We did show another one.
What is this?
Oh, this is freaking, oh my God. Okay. Is this the last thing? Because this can be our funny.
Yes.
Oh my God. No, wait.
No.
There's another funny. Let's show this, but then we'll show the other funny.
Okay, you have to tell me what that one is.
I'll send it to you again while this is playing.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're watching this Kamala Harris live. And I don't know if anybody else noticed, but all these people on Zoom. So this lady, it's also this lady.
Oh, yeah.
And this lady, it's also this lady.
Oh.
Oh, wait. And this lady, it's also this lady. So who are these people?
You can't even fill a Zoom call, girl. And we're playing again. Was everyone women?
Okay, so, and I don't know if anybody else noticed, but all these people on Zoom. So this lady, it's also this lady.
They're all women.
And this lady,
oh my God, I can't.
It's also this lady. Oh, wait. And this lady.
So if you're a woman and if you're not for Kamala Harris, what the fuck are you even doing? This is where all the women are at. Joy,
well,
what do you
I'm a woman for Jill Stein, so take that. I'm not sexist. I'm still going to be sexist, but.
Doppelgangers. I am confused, says Taya. I'm confused too because they weren't exactly the same video. They sort of seemed like they were offset a little bit to not.
Yeah, like a delay or something.
Yeah, so you don't notice it. This guy, he noticed it. It's almost
Why
like,
would you even try to do that?
It's almost like they want us to notice. When we get to that level of fuckery, I like to turn off my screens and go outside for a walk. When I start to feel that way, because what the fuck are we even doing if that's what this is? If they're planning it like that, because people are going to notice. This guy noticed. Like
in 1950, in the age of the internet, you're not getting anything by us. Now I have the hiccups.
Right. I know that. I don't know.
We have one more. We're going to close it out on a funny. Let's see. I see.
Oh, yeah. Yes, he did send me this.
All right. There's over 70 people watching on Twitter. Come in here, smash the like button, smash subscribe, or else I will tickle you until you cry, because a lot of people just watch on Twitter and then exit. You need to help me out, help my algorithm. Yes. Come in, smash like, smash subscribe, and then you can go back out and continue watching on Twitter. Also, I do have a Patreon. I could use your help because when I have Matt produce my show, I do hook him up as he so rightfully deserves. I have equipment, I have expenses. I'm going traveling again for East Palestine. Any people who chip in are my heroes. So also a buy me a coffee, it's $5. Buy me a coffee, Joy Marie Mann. It's $5 per coffee. You can buy me a coffee, buy me a few coffees. Anything helps. But yeah, I mean, I'm independent, so I have no network behind me, so it's just me and my own thoughts, my own thoughts.
I put your links in the comments.
Thank you.
Links, please. All right, funny time. Film the police because it's the right thing to do. Also, because sometimes
This is my comrade. I met them yesterday in person. Know them from Twitter. So I love meeting people from Twitter in real life. It's so exciting. So yes, and they caught this video and I have watched it about 50 times. It was right after I left.
always happens. All right, here we go.
Oh, it's delayed.
I got that on camera.
That's so weird. It's delayed.
Is it?
Yeah, can you remove it and try it again? Like remove it out of the stream? Yeah, it was like completely delayed. I love his laugh. Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I got that on camera. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I got that on camera.
Hey. Play it again. Play it again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God, I can't. That's so damn good.
People
What's that?
Why is he falling over like that? People chasing after
He
him?
slipped. He slipped. No, he was running after something. And yeah, he slipped. It was like kind of raining off and on, so I'm guessing the grass was wet, but he fucking went sliding. And then there's that guy like, fuck you, fuck you. Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Fun time.
It's so good.
Fuck the police.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Well,
thank you guys so much for tuning in. Do you want to read a few comments?
Yeah. Taya says, did he slip on an invisible banana?
It looks that way, right? Yo, oh my God. Next time we do a rally, we should put banana peels all over the place. It's organic.
Yeah.
They'll turn into compost. Oh my God. Oh my God, that'd be so great.
Holly says he assaulted himself.
Yeah, he sure did. Now he's the ACAB. So on the carpool home yesterday, we started this discussion. It was me and 4 other people, and we started this discussion where we were trying to figure out what animals are ACAB.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with trash pandas, and they are 100% ACAB.
Yeah, totally.
As are possums, which are my second favorite. Cats are assholes, so they are ACAB. Dogs, as a whole, are probably cop snugglers. There'll be a few who are not. Chihuahuas hate everyone.
Yeah.
But a lot of dogs will be okay with that.
Dogs will do whatever you say.
Well, some of them. Chihuahuas are nasty. They hate everyone.
Well, you don't see
So-
many chihuahuas on the police force these days.
German Shepherds are ACAB because they freaking work for them for free all the time, and they're like, yo, no, we're ACAB. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, smash the like, smash subscribe. If you can chip in a few bucks, it definitely helps me out. We will be back Monday with another show, and we will see you later. Follow me on Twitter to keep updated in case I go do a few more lives. Oh, also, follow me on TikTok. I do videos there that I do not do on here. What's that?
I just said, have a great night.
Aw, have a good night, comrade. Much love, everyone.
Good night.